It all began 3 years ago when my husband and I couldn't fathom enduring another scorching summer in Phoenix. Some friends of ours suggested relocating to the Portland area, so we decided to embark on a road trip adventure in a rented motorhome. Our plan was to stay long enough to explore potential properties. However, as we calculated the cost of the rental, added up the expenses for gas, and factored in a pet deposit for our 3 dogs, we realized it would amount to nearly $7,000 for just a month of travel. That's when a wild idea crossed our minds. If we were willing to spend that much, why not invest in our very own RV? But there was a catch. The $7,000 RVs were old, in dire need of repairs, and came with no extended warranties. So we decided to go big and purchased a 2-year-old 30-foot Thor Ace. The monthly cost was comparable to a small mortgage, but we considered it our cabin on wheels. Our road trips grew longer and took us further as our confidence in RV living expanded. Yet we soon discovered that we could escape the desert heat by driving just 3 hours north of Phoenix, boondocking on BLM land or in national forests. We fell head over heels for the Flagstaff and Williams area. We kept returning, staying in the woods for a week, then 2, and eventually a whole month. The only issue was that on holidays and long weekends, our favorite spots would be taken before we got there. That's when the idea struck us: find our own land, ensuring we'd always have our spot. So we invested $50,000 in 40 acres of beautiful terrain. Initially, we contemplated putting in a slab, constructing a cabin, installing a septic system for our black tanks, setting up a cistern for water, and running electricity from nearby power lines. However, we discovered our passion for camping in different locations each time and didn't want to tie ourselves down to just one spot. Recently, we made some modifications to our RV life. We replaced the factory-installed toilet with a composting one. Goodbye black tank dump runs. And we installed an inverter and battery bank for solar panels. This setup enables us to watch TV, power our laptops and monitors for work, and only use the generator for a brief period during the hottest part of the day when we need the AC. We have water delivered at the beginning of summer, and it lasts us for a full 4 months. About once a week, we venture into Williams or Flagstaff for groceries, gas refills, or to dine out with some of our new friends and neighbors. However, 99% of the time, we're simply enjoying life on our property. I never imagined I'd become an off-the-grid enthusiast, but this lifestyle has become my own personal slice of heaven on earth. It's the best decision we've ever made for our health, happiness, and mental well-being. The first 6 years of my life were unlike most. I called a 31 sailboat home. You see, my dad was in the military, and instead of living on base, he made an unconventional choice. He bought a boat. When he and my mom got together, it was easier for her to move aboard than for him to part with the boat. Then I came along, and my parents moored the boat in the Bay Area of California. And that's where my unique childhood began. Growing up, I had experiences that were similar to other kids, just with a nautical twist. While most children had a swing in their backyard, mine was mounted to the mast and swung out over the open ocean. I had to wear a life jacket every time I used it, but never while we were underway. My toys were the same as those of other kids, but I had fewer of them. You see, my room was the V-berth in the boat's bow, and space was at a premium. Bath time was a bit different too. My bathtub was a plastic bucket filled from the galley sink. Of course, living aboard a sailboat came with its own set of unique experiences. Our marina was fairly deep and quiet, making wildlife encounters an almost daily occurrence. While most kids saw typical beach wildlife, like sandpipers and graves, I had the chance to witness eagle rays, starfish wider than I was tall, and even dolphins and porpoises. I distinctly remember one very lost ocean sunfish that swam by. When my parents got restless, they'd load up on groceries and set sail for a long weekend on the water. I learned early how to keep my balance when the waves got rough. And to this day, Seasickness doesn't affect me. It's been 2 decades since I called that sailboat home, and if given the chance, I'd do it all over again in a heartbeat. My husband and I have embarked on quite the adventure, living in a 16-foot military tent out in the beautiful Montana wilderness. We're currently in the process of building our own house, and it looks like we'll be residing in this cozy tent until around October, just before the harsh cold sets in. We're hoping to get the house enclosed before then, fingers crossed. Our setup here is quite unique. We've got a solar-powered well pump to provide us with water, and for warm showers, we use a trusty solar shower bag. Of course, being surrounded by nature, we've taken to bathing in the nearby river, which is quite an experience in itself. Additionally, our internet is powered by solar energy, allowing us to stay connected with the outside world. We've even set up a nifty projector to stream the Mariners games every night. Living and cooking outdoors has become second nature to us. Today, as I'm writing this, the temperature is a comfortable 80 degrees, and all I can hear are the melodic songs of the birds and the soothing sounds of the nearby river. We do have a bear neighbor who occasionally drops by if we forget to stash the dog food in our trusty Jeep. He's developed a particular fondness for it. Though we haven't come face to face with him yet, those late-night barking sessions from our vigilant dog are a sure sign that our furry friend is out there, being his usual mischievous self. Living this close to nature is truly an adventure, and we wouldn't have it any other way. I grew up on a sailing yacht with my parents, and this unique upbringing spanned my entire childhood, totaling 17 incredible years before I set off to join the Navy. My dad, a passionate surfer, harbored a lifelong dream of building a yacht and embarking on a family adventure into the heart of Indonesia. His vision was to explore the uncharted reefs, live a simpler life, and share these unforgettable experiences with his loved ones. And so, that's precisely what we did. My dad dedicated 13 years of his life to building our yacht. During this time, he acquired a valuable trade as a boat builder. We worked tirelessly on this dream project, pouring our hearts and souls into it. The result was a magnificent vessel that would become our home and ticket to a life less ordinary. Our way of life was unique. We would set sail until our finances ran dry. Then we'd find a place to dock, drop anchor, or beach the boat. That's when my dad would put his boat building skills to use, either constructing new vessels or repairing existing ones. We'd spend approximately a year in these locations, replenishing our resources and preparing for the next leg of our adventure. As a child, I didn't always fully appreciate this lifestyle. At times, it felt like we were constantly struggling financially, and the absence of a car added to the challenges. But looking back now, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for the adventurous spirit that my upbringing instilled in me. The memories of our extraordinary journey, the places we explored, and the people we met along the way have left an indelible mark on my life. This unique childhood has given me a perspective and a set of experiences that have shaped who I am today. It's a treasure I wouldn't trade for anything in the world.